It's the beach episode trailer, huh? Sounds like Blue Archive music. Wow, look at this. What the hell?
수리분이신가요?
What is this song, dude?
이제 돌아가서 밀린 작업이나 마저 해야겠어요.
Boatworks Fixer. Oh, and here's this one. This one caused a lot of drama.
다들 연장 챙기죠.
You know, somehow this makes sense that this would lead into Ishmael's. Oh, and here's the soda one. It's so bad, bro.
자, 변신 완료. 만선이에요.
Will they add Japanese voice one day? I don't know. Probably not. It'd be nice if someday they did something like that in English. I would really want English, but yeah, Library of Ruin, I got one. No? Gotta be careful with my lip, dude. So we beat Kanto 4 and now we're here. We beat Yi Sang's chapter now for a nice vacation. It's been about 2 weeks since we took care of the job at K-Corp, and the immense dullness of traveling through a nest by car was just starting to sink in. Pretty sure I saw a road that looked exactly like this one 30 minutes ago. The way roads are built in the nests and backstreets is rather dissimilar. If we were navigating the backstreets, we would have been able to find a shortcut through the alleyways and corners, but navigating a nest in an automobile means driving through this absolutely abominable traffic congestion. I guess that's why people with cash to spare spend it on W Corp's warp trains and such. The warp trains, they are... Bus fell silent as though everyone seemed to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror worlds. I think I prefer riding the bus. Belcord. Why don't we all take a nice little nap like Heath? I'm bored to death just staring out the window. So we spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress. It sounds terrible. Toward a tunnel that seemed to lead somewhere. We're almost there. The road will free up once we exit this tunnel. Just as Faust said, the traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. That's good. I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. Speaking of which, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we were being blindly led along by our guide who knows where. Don't you think it's about time he started telling us where we're going? Dante is asking where our destination is. I was asking if he could start telling us where we're heading before we leave, but I thought better of it. Our current destination is... Our final destination is a Lobotomy Corp branch located at U Corp. And this is related to her. What side is she? You up? You spooked me. Oh, sorry. Wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but I decided to carry on with our conversation for now. Wait, so by our final destination you mean... We are currently headed to a temporary stop. Just as Vergilius finished his sentence, the bus emerged from the lengthy tunnel. Whoa! That's... I looked out the window, which had suddenly turned bright. Blue Archive music, and the sanest sandy beach with the most turquoise blue ocean I'd ever seen graced my eyes. Do I behold the great lake yonder? With Don Quixote's enthusiastic exclamation, sinners began waking up from their naps one by one. Oh, now that's a sight I've not seen in a long time. Oh, Greg, darling, you've been here before? I've only ever heard of this place, never been myself. Wait, how can you see the ocean? I thought there was like walls around all the cities and stuff. How is there like an ocean? The sinners each began excitedly chattering about the sea. Wait, it can't be my turn already. Except for one, that is. No, we're still not ready for this. Ishmael, you good? No, give me a moment. I need some time to think. I was still worried about Ishmael's suddenly gloominess. I had faith that she would be okay. She was always on top of things after all. As my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to possess the sinners. So are we journeying toward the Great Lake? I've only ever heard of the Great Lake, but never saw it myself, so this is what it looks like, huh? Oh, perhaps our trying journey shall finally be rewarded with a seaside picnic. Ah, I suppose spending a nice vacation here could be a fun experience. If we were permitted to rest, I wish to lie upon the summery sand and gaze up at the skies. I could use some nice tanning on a long beach, or bench. I wish to try the game of beach volleyball, with everyone that is. Ah, sounds like the crank. I don't know what the fuck that means, dude. The shit. The sinners were all eagerly chatting about things they wanted to do. It was nice to see them all excited for once, but... Hey, guide bud, are we really stopping at the beach? Everyone seemed to be conveniently forgetting the fact that Virgilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach. What do you think? Head on. Gonna hitch wheels in a ditch, screech. Formerly on track, bus suddenly swerved and everyone was thrown around the bus, as is often the case. What treachery is this? An ambush? No, this is our stop. The sinners got to their feet one by one, groaning with pain. What in the name of the wings? So we're right next to the ocean? Only the despairing cries of the sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. Well, we're fighting already. This cannot be! How are we to enjoy our vacations at a locale such as this? This may come as a surprise to you, Don Quixote, but Virgilius never mentioned we're here on a vacation. Well, it is rather quaint, NB. Ah, what's the point of showing us that beautiful beach earlier then? Right, I wish I never even saw the beach, then I wouldn't be so disappointed. Hark! Right thither is aforeseen beach. Oh, look at that. Look at everybody right there. Wherefore art we are not journeying in that direction? Its air appears pristine, its skies clear. Because that is not our destination. This cannot be. The sinners' faces grew dark with disappointment. Can't say I wasn't a little excited to have some proper rest myself, but I had a feeling this was gonna happen. So where is this exactly? It'd be everyone's interest to focus on what's next. So what did that say? This is District 21, back streets of U-Corp. Damn it, we're really not ready for this. Yes, that's why there hasn't been congestion since the tunnel, because we're not near a nest? In a nest? That depends on the nest and their back streets, so such generalizations are not encouraged. That seems to be the case this time, however. Is that a private beach over there? The water, its colors are very different from this side's. I see, a boundary as though hewn by a blade. There are telltale signs of the place's nature. Indeed, this is the Great Lake. That's how it's always been. You can assume a well-maintained vacation spot like that is usually nest territory. My explanations keep getting hijacked. Does this place count as the back streets when it's so open? The definition of back streets isn't limited to literal streets between buildings. It refers to all territories within districts not embraced by the nests. Look at all this minging rubbish. This place is in shambles. I'll be gobsmacked if this weren't the back streets. Oh ho! Behold! Hither is rather useful. What? Finish your sentence. It moved. What? Sounded like it said Oboba. This radio! It moved! Do the radios of District 21 scamper about? What are you all about? Whoa! As Heathcliff's cry, everyone turned towards a certain pile of trash. And there it was, all of a sudden, a monster. Hello, what's up? So this is the level 35 area. We're kind of chilling. Easy clap. No biggie. I mean, we beat way harder fights than this in the last Kanto. So we are mega chillin'. No big deal. I'm bringing 6 sinners now? Am I? I don't think so. Yeah, 5. Kanto 5 and onwards, they expect you to be the max level. Really? Should I be the max level though? That might make it too easy. Yeah, I think I would still be under leveled. How much does a level really give your characters? I know that like every three levels matters, but like how much does a level get you? Like a little bit of HP and damage? Just HP? One % attack boost and a bit of HP. Damn, Dawn is crazy. HP and offense level and defense level of all skills. Well. Rip that crab. Well, this is gonna be a lore battle, you know, because I'm gonna be using P-Quad Captain. So what are these bug crab things? Hey now, what are you looking at me for? What makes you think I'd know? I wasn't even gawking at you. You're paranoid, that's what. Can't even talk about bugs around this guy. Ugh. They're trash crabs. They're what? Ishmael interjected all of a sudden. Trash crabs. They collect trash or scrap that's on their shells and they use them as their homes and weapons. They're a tiresome lot. They ambush people working by the waters, attack those wandering in the area, and their numbers grow by the day. But they're not one of the innumerable... But they're just one of the innumerable small fries of the Great Lake. What's more important and more treacherous is... Ishmael? I was about to check in with Ishmael, as I probably shouldn't let this go on for any longer, but... Hey guys, already hard at work, huh? They're dead. Everyone's always dead. A couple of people in work overalls seem to be approaching from a distance. Mika, there are valued customers. Watch our manners. Okay, I guess. What are those R&Ts for? I think she's calling them rags and tags. Rain, they're calling us rag tags. Do I really have to watch my manners? Shh. They could be enemies. You two, identify yourselves. Have you not been informed about us at all? No, not at all. That's why I'm suspicious of you two. Coming up with seemingly plausible yet unverifiable identities, like spies. I'm sorry, wouldn't real spies come up with a more structured approach? Indeed, Otis. There are cooperators who will be assisting us this time. Then speak sooner next time. Pleased to meet you, Mika, Rain. We are LCB, also known as the Limbus Company Bus Department. Bus, right. That's what that person said too. You guys are the bus blokes. I was informed that the LCC before team was here first. By that person, do you mean... Sorry, let me check the business card again. LCCB. Right, all accounted for. Now that we're clear, why don't we continue this conversation back at the shop? Let's take a look at that bus too. It's an awkward place to talk, you know? We're their customers? Okay, care to explain what we're doing here? Our destination, U-Corp, is a nest composed of various nautical structures, therefore Mephistopheles in its current form cannot reach there. And the Great Lake environs are unpredictable. You're going to need a ship that can withstand such capriciousness. We're going to be on a ship bus? Oh, he's with us. That's right, which is why we sought out a contract with an adequate shop to modify the bus. Huh. Adequate, you say? Let's go in. Did our last staff dinner really hit the budget that hard? I thought we were allowed to eat as much as we wanted. Like Roja said, looking through someone dilapidated shop made me curious about the company's finances. But nothing good could ever come out of this conversation, so I decided to table the thought.
이번엔 성적이 좋았군. 하지만 머나먼 고래에 닿기 위해서는 아직도 부족하다.
Rain, I'm gonna need to take a look at the bus, so why don't you get them to entertain the guests. Okay. As soon as we're led into what appeared to be a workshop packed with tools and various mechanical apparatus. It appeared to me this workshop is capable of making more sophisticated modifications than it initially appeared. Ah, you recognize these? During the war, it is of utmost importance to have a general understanding of arms and gear workshops. Ah. Awkward conversation was cut short by a sudden deafening noise. Well, what's that sound? That was Mephistopheles' scream, or the alarm rather. I'm sorry, I think I did something wrong. Are those stomping noises also you, Mika? Look outside! They appear to be of the same species as the one we encountered earlier. They do look pretty similar. They are not pretty similar. They are indeed of the same species. Everyone outside, now! Outside. A giant enemy crab, classic, with a massive shipping container on its back loomed over us. Well, at least for a brief moment. We were soon overwhelmed by the sound of heavy metal scraping against across the floor. Men, spread out! What do we have to get cracking this time? Just we were all collectively losing our minds. It's Noggin, of course. Dark figure leapt from somewhere onto the creature's head. Wait, hold up. Sit still, quit struggling. Blindly letting a deafening explosion assault the crab's head. Is it fleeing? Figure leaped gracefully from the back of the fleeing creature and slowly approached us. She squelched over the depressing mud flat on her swim fins and stood before us, a colossal harpoon resting on her shoulder. Right, so you lots are the bus people that fella mentioned. After some time passed. Allow me to fully introduce them, with Olga this time. They are from Moeller Boatworks, here to help us with modifications for Mephistopheles. Oh, we're not getting a whole intro and everything? Color me flattered. Big sis, there are still our dear customers. We should watch our... Oh, come on, I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Bugger, I didn't even do anything yet. Yet being the key word here. Our business just opened, so there's nothing wrong with being a little careful. I'd imagine the sudden switch in your career path couldn't have been easy. Was it manageable? Olga, grade 5 fixer? Well... Fixer? What? That would a fixer? I thought I'd caught a scent of a noble one. Where'st thou strayed from the path of a fixer? The life of fixer must have been a grueling one, surely. Where was thy most prolific district? Which association, which test hast thou taken to rise to become a grade 5 fixer? A workshop exam at Tress Association? Indeed? Fine. Yes, I understand. I apologize, Olga. Soon there will be peace and quiet. The red gaze. Greetings, I guess? Blimey, it's been so long since I had to be so polite. Well, that's polite enough. Seems that people have been returning one by one from the books since the incident at the library. I guess that's after the end of Library Ruina. How was it for you? Same story here. One moment I was like, huh, am I dead? And next I'm suddenly waking up somewhere around here. So are people trapped inside books or something? No Mika, no rain, stomach hankering. Thought I should grab myself a nosh though. And how'd it go again? A trash crab appeared. You fashioned a few things around you into a weapon, smashed his head in, turned into a barbecue. Bob's your uncle. And Fanny's your aunt. Tasted like arse though. Then you started selling scrap metal from the back of those crabs. Ah. Okay, Rain, how about I leave the storytelling to you, yeah? That Oka lady's pretty flippin' personality, huh? Yeah, bro, do you like someone else I know? I have no idea who you're talking about. Huh? They both make the same sound. What's this? That's a prosthetic head, isn't it? Big sis, we'll be here all day if you keep derailing. Okay, I gotcha. The woman they called Olga fell back, clicking her tongue, and a man called Rain came forward, bringing us to speed. He was a fixer working alongside Olga and Mika until they're all sucked into the library and wrapped up in these things called receptions. And just when he thought he was a goner, suddenly came to, began wandering and found Olga. So I guess at the end of Library Runa, you free everybody or something? They began collecting scrap metal together with Mika joining along the way and ended up running a workshop almost like they used to run the office back in the old days. There wasn't any particular order in which they were all returned from the book. The patterns have yet to reveal themselves to me. Regulus mentioned something muttered something to himself, looking at Faust who stood near him. Faust nodded silently. Ishmael despair. I knew there was something between the two of them, but it was always about something apocryphal that I couldn't begin to understand. So as I was starting to get worried about Ishmael, who was growing increasingly distraught, it was about time I talked to her about her sudden change. Ishmael, you've been here before? It looked like you recognized those crowds from earlier. Yes, is that a problem? Huh? No, not really. Just wondering how they taste. Sounds like people eat those crabs. I can see plain as day what you're trying to do with that inane question, but I'll entertain it anyways. Yes, I've had it more than a few times as a crab chowder. It was pretty digestible flavor once I got past the vomit traveling back up my esophagus. Does that answer your question? Yeah, thanks? Yeah, I didn't think that was the best question I could have come up with, but her reception was much colder than I'd expected. So, that thing is edible, huh? Ugh, it almost looks like an abnormality or distortion. No, I don't think that's an abnormality or distortion. Really? Then, since Dante can distinguish between an abnormality and a distortion, they were able to tell without me explaining. They are living organisms, mutants if you will. Theoretically speaking, there shouldn't be any problem with ingesting them. Grandmother used to collect mutated animals too. I've never seen anything like this one though. What a priceless experience. This guy, he has only ever flexed. He has never not done a single thing in the entire story but flex. He literally just shows up with his fucking Gucci and his like Jordans or some shit, and he just shows up and just talks about how cool it is. That's all he's ever done, bro. Yep, so they're pretty much our daily grub. Moglu. The woman they called Mika was walking over from inside the boat workshop, an inscrutable look on her face. Mika, so how much work we gotta do on here? You know, there's this thing that my father who worked in a workshop used to say, the whole shebang. What? All the way down the engines or something like that? No, not that far. I wouldn't dare go tinkering with that thing either. So the internals of the bus, and it's on a whole nother level of complexity. But yeah, pretty much everything else has to be changed. No flotation device, no propellers, no steering gear, nothing. So what do we do now? This was to be expected. Please present us with a solution. Did the manager say something, or do they just TikTok sometimes? Well, anyway, why don't we just go to the beach? We do have a plan to fix it, but what we lack is the parts. Oh, classic. Parts for the bus. What, do you need us to collect scrap or something? Yep, exactly. And from what I've seen so far, it's certain that your company are cut out for the job. At that, Mika pointed away, towards where the trash crabs were. Defeat the trash crabs and you should be able to collect the scrap they're carrying. How many do we need to kill? A lot? Of course, that's what we're here for, isn't it? Precisely. Your job at this stop is to collect parts to modify the bus. It's a far simpler and easier job than retrieving a golden bow. Now then, while I converse with our cooperators, everyone to the beach. That is no beach. Yes, it is. Even the mud flat is part of the Great Lake, also known as the sea. Well, I'm curious to see what Ishmael is going to be like after, chapter 5. Dude, I just want to pull, man. I want to get that Ryoshu. I love pulling, but at this game, it's like pulling's a bad idea. It's like, oh man, so annoying. I want to pull, bro. Ishmael will become Fishmael. Wait for next week's anniversary ticket? Wouldn't I want to choose something else from that though? I don't know, man. Support the Project Moon anime? Well, how about they support me? Where's my sponsor? Where's my sponsor, bro? You know how much advertisement I give in this game, huh? Why aren't they paying me? I'm doing this shit for free. I'm paying them more than they pay me. Yo, King. Should probably ask. They don't sponsor people. You have every Yoshu ego, but not a single one on 000 IDs. Oh. Apparently they're in contact with Tectone. Is that actually true? It's always nice to be involved with something that you actually enjoy. It's always a great feeling. I doubt it, not gonna lie. Well, I'm pretty sure Tectone is the biggest content creator that has ever played this game on stream or YouTube or anything, pretty much. You said it like last week? We've been at it for about 2 days, perhaps. We were able to defeat a considerable number of trash crabs and collect enough scrap to fill a whole wagon and then some. Right, I think this will be enough for us to get started. Can we rest now? Listen, I can hear my shoulders creaking with every move. Rodion, can you stop that? It looks like you're flexing at them. Well, it'll take some time to modify the bus, so we'll have at least a few days to enjoy. Though, this place doesn't exactly resemble a tourist attraction. As soon as all busy stretching and chattering, relieved the work was finally over. But I have a terrible feeling this was probably not the end of our toil. Esco hasn't been sponsored yet? Okay, crazy thing here, guys. Look, as a content creator, why the fuck would they sponsor you when you already play their game for free all the time? You know what I mean? Like, what do you get out of it, you know? Why do you think Wuwa isn't sponsoring me? It's because I'm playing their game every day, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, it only makes sense. It's logical, right? Yeah, you're giving them like millions of dollars of advertising for free. Of course they're not gonna do it. But a terrible feeling this is probably not the end of our toil. Enjoy what? Huh? Of course, I knew it. I said it was enough to get started. Which means you have to go collect more scrap, of course. How much more to be exact? About 5 times the amount you've collected so far? 10 days of scrap. Mika, we're gonna have our work on the rear wheels too. Sorry, 7 times. Considering our current productivity rate, it appears we will not be provided with adequate rest. Just go. Hey Marisol, get the scrap. Perhaps reducing the time dedicated to sleep would be contributive to collective effort. No, this cannot be. We simply cannot. Akioto looked as though she was about to collapse, a woeful look on her face. Hang on a sec, though. How does collecting these pieces of scrap metal even help modify the bus? Of course, if we simply bolting these scraps on the bus willy-nilly, it wouldn't amount to much. But using U-Corp's singularity to fuse the parts, we can make them work as though they were tailor-made for this bus. U-Corp? I thought their deal was some kind of food packaging tech? You know, stuff that stops the contents inside from spoiling or changing anyway until you open the packaging? Used a bunch of their canned food. Funny, Big Sis said the exact same thing. Some nests have more than one way of using their singularity, in case you didn't know. If the working principle is the same, one can always utilize the singularity's fundamental to prevent a singularity-based technology at A-Corp, or to patent. U-Corp is not only known for its stasis preservation packaging, but also its resonance tuning fork. Resonance tuning fork. Just like that bastard. Entwined, fused with things. And eventually devour them all, as though we've never even existed. Ishmael, what's the problem? Dante, you have to tell Virgilius immediately. Tell him that we have to collect the golden bough of other branches first. Give me a moment, Ishmael. You okay? No. No, we are not ready. We're inexperienced. We don't know enough about the Great Lake, nor about the whale. I know. I'll help you out. I'll make Virgilius understand. We shouldn't go there. Not yet. I'm telling you, that place is... Blimey, what's gotten into you, eh? What, getting indigestion with the crab chowder or something? We all scraped the same crab guts, but I'm totally fine. So what's got you throwing a fit? This ain't the first time we're going in without knowing a nit about what we're doing. We've been dead enough times to get used to it. Dying your way through a mission isn't really something to be proud of, Heathcliff. If we were your average fixers, we would have been dead and gone on our very first mission, our names scraped clean from whatever association's registry. You think we'd be daft? I've had enough years toiling and brushing with death for the syndicates to backstreets know that I've got but one life. Well... No? But it's different now. Clockface is here to bring us back every time. Don't you think we've simply been lucky that Dante's been able to bring us back intact? What's up with that attitude? If an abnormality cracks my skull, turn the clock and I'll let it crack my leg next time. We can keep crawling back until they're smashed to pieces, no? Gachas who are generous have insane power creep? Maybe? Maybe. Oh, so you think we've seen everything there is at this point? You know that's not true. In the worst case scenario, Dante could turn the clock all day and not be able to bring us back. What if we encounter something we can never come back right from? Well, it getting combined with something? Especially that monstrous whale. Huh, never mind. Oh, don't be like that. Like I won't understand a thing. It narks me when you treat me like a stupid sod. Huh. You! Now if you'll allow me to inquire. It's perhaps because he was never the type to do such a thing, but the crowd immediately fell silent when Yu sang suddenly loudly and uncharacteristically intruded upon their argument. Let us call to mind that various desires of ours that we so enthusiastically proclaimed on our journey here. It is true there is still significant toil to be had, yet it can also be said we have accomplished a certain milestone. Perhaps a momentary respite is warranted. You know, this is pretty fitting because he changed and now he's like, these people are my, like, companions now. Isn't that true, Dante? He even smiled. Aww. Yi sang. This is the first time Yisang appears so dependable since we started our bus journey. I nodded empathetically? I've never heard that used that way. Empathetically? But it's not spelled like that. Empathetically. That was weird. First homie, yeah. Yeah, I agree with Yisang. I think we can slow down for a bit and do some team building activities together. How's that sound? Sure, I think you guys can take some time off. We'll let you know once we're ready. Excelsior in that case! I say we partake in a game of beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball. Beach volleyball.
Volleyball.
Beach volleyball.
So stupid, dude. Beach volleyball. With Don Quixote's well-timed assist, the almost icy mood seemed to defrost slightly. Beach volleyball. Well, I don't think we're gonna play much beach volleyball since we're fighting. I swear to God, if there's a dungeon at the end of this. The Korean VA is fluent in English? Really? I have witnessed it myself. It was, and I speak with certainty, what hath appeared to be a ball of sorts among the stranded trash. 'Twould be no puffery to say that 'tis true injustice to deny ourselves merriment when a ball, able bodies, and beach all await us. Can we really call this a beach, though? Don Quixote, I told you, we're not here for a vacation. That I am well aware, dear Gregor. I appreciate thine advice, yet I simply do not have it within mine heart to deny such a proposal when an opportunity to bring us together presents itself. Yeah, if someone gets the beach volleyball sound isolated, I'll make that an alert sound. This game got lots of good memes to put for sound effects or stream. Yeah, okay, at least hold back that big grin next time, why don't you? Yes, I am in agreement with Don Quixote. He sang. Upon reflection, I have no memory of engaging in such a sport with my fellows. I cannot say I am particularly talented in games of the ball variety, but this appears to be as good a time as any to experience it for once.
Beach volleyball.
Okay, but like... I'll sub if you make that a sub sound. I'll probably have on the RNG rotation of sub sounds, maybe.
Beach volleyball.
Volleyball. She doesn't even say volleyball, she says volleyball. Wait, is Korea the same where they can't say V? Am I right? Where they can't say V, they can only say B, like Japanese? They can't say volleyball, they say volleyball. Volleyball. Nah? Okay, well then why'd she say volleyball? She says that on purpose. So let's partake in this game of volleyed balls. Gladdy. Sheesh. We're so not ready. This isn't the time to play ball games. We've been slacking too much as of late. Yeah, we were too lucky last time. This one was starting to practically ooze all over with an ominous aura. Might be a good idea to divert her attention for a bit. Let's play beach volleyball. A wise decision. I shall retrieve El Ballon. Oh boy. This is downtime activity designated by none other than our executive manager. Everyone quit grimacing and accepted with a gratitude. Okay. I hope I don't pull my back playing this game. How old is Gregor? I am aware of the rules and specifications of this game. Allow me to draw the arena. There were grumbling sinners, beaming sinners, reticent sinners. Their actions are all varied, but everyone eventually moseyed out to an empty lot to play beach volleyball. I stretched hoping this activity would help break up the tense atmosphere. Sometime later. Now let us commence! The field was drawn over a squelchy mud flat. The worn ball rocketed in the air with Don Quixote's serve. Is this how the game is played? D-Sang's nice receiver is starting to look like we had a proper game going. Yup. You're pretty good. Hop. Oh. Meaningless. All of this are right there. Otis, I think that serve would have killed me if I hadn't dodged it in time. Consider this a part of our training. Yoshi, you're not supposed to hit the ball with your sword. Forsooth, I have received thy ball. We're wasting time when we could be using to study the whale's characteristics. And we don't even have a compass to guide us through the Great Lake. Damn it, and that bastard has got to still be alive, somehow. For fuck's sake, woman! Unable to stand Ishmael's attitude any longer, kick the ball with enough force that it just might burst. Hey Jez, thanks for the sub, I appreciate that. Thanks, dude. And the ball flew way over the mark and towards the boundary separating us from the pristine beach we saw a few days ago. Did the ball just pop? It most certainly has. There appears to be a field of plasma invisible to our eyes. Field of plasma? Who would have field of plasma on the beach? Damn, this nest is popping. A barrier sort, installed to separate the nest from the back streets. Along the borders of every nest are installations that serve the same function, though their specific methods may vary. There's gotta be at least one city where things are chill as fuck and like almost nothing bad happens. It's gotta be like one. Of course, there are always fences and whatnot to stop backstreets residents from crawling into their precious nests. But with that technology, they could have simply made the ball disappear without a trace instead of leaving the torn mess, which gotta mean... They want to enjoy watching clueless souls be ripped to pieces, I bet. Huh, glad the rich folks are having so much fun with our lives. I have no comment to make regarding the device's particular purpose or its sadistic nature. It took me a whole hour of my time to procure us the ball.
다들 정신 차려.
Brace yourselves. The sound of ball popping attracted the trash crabs. The ball popping make the trash crabs? Not everyone yelling? We'll have a chat after this. Depressed male. I really thought this could be activity to dramatically bring us all together. It's all gone to hell. Why does this keep happening? Can we turn back the time on the ball? Isn't it about time we got used to this, manager bud? Come on, let's take care of business. Turn back time on the ball. So is that harpoon not actually replacing his arm, but it's just on his arm? Because that other lady had that. Fuck Gregor, by the way, so true. You're a little punk ass bitch. What do you mean different character? I don't know what you mean. It's just Heathcliff with a fucking... Oh, did I say Gregor or something? It's just Heathcliff with the fucking thing, right? I must have said Gregor because I was reading that in chat. Fuck Gregor. Gregor's a homie, fuck you. Bro hasn't even had his own arc. And he ints every time he's on my screen, bro. You little punk ass. He had no character development, bro. He's a bastard. The menu song ramps up, huh? Gregor's the least useful of the 12? That's what it seems like. It seems like Gregor is the worst character in the game out of the 12. It's like 1 to 2 IDs that are like decent and then everything else sucks or something. I don't know. Bug Guy Slander? Hey, I didn't make the decision to make Gregor like not great. You look at some of these others and they have like a shitload of good IDs. Like what's the deal with that? Gregor's the best for bench passives. He is old. His ego and to some degree are really oppressing. He's a pretty chill guy. Gregor is. He is a pretty chill guy. Something, they always have something that persists on all their IDs and ego. Otis, Pocket Watch, Gregor, Arm, Honglu, Artificial Eye. I didn't know Honglu had an Artificial Eye. Did one of his brothers pluck it out? We don't talk about Heathcliff's. Is the similarity between all the IDs with Heathcliff that he has a big dick? Wow, that had 1 HP. He has a butt plug in every single one of his IDs. Damn. Hey Ishmael. Yes? Can we talk at least for a bit? Call it over to Ishmael once the battle was over. We're a terrible manager, by the way. We're like... Our main character is like an introvert that is like, hey, guys, can we like, you know, maybe listen to me or something like that? Like, my character is like so, like, such a loser the way he acts. I've never done anything like this before. I don't even know if this is the right thing to do or what kind of results the conversation is going to yield, but can't just sit here and watch. Yeah, whatever. Looks to me like you've been preoccupied with something ever since we got here. You know, you're not really participating in group activities and things like that. Isn't it obvious there's something more important at hand, but they're all busy enjoying themselves playing this stupid game? Something more important. It's about the Great Lake? Yes. That we in our current state shouldn't go there? No. Right. So do you think that we don't have a chance against whatever's there? I told you, we're not ready. We're gonna need at least half a year to acclimate to the Great Lake and the things that are there. Or we could try to gain more experience enough to overwhelm our disadvantages, and that goes the same for you, Dante. You need to be strong enough to at least take care of yourself. Which I can help with, and Otis. I'm sure she can help with your training too. If push comes to shove, yes. But wait. Half a year, Ishmael? We don't have that much time to spare. Why don't we? Are we even on a time limit? Just get the golden bows. Really? Is that why we're playing beach volleyball? Because we don't have enough time to spare? And it's not like I'm saying we should just sit on our butts and do nothing for half a year. I'm saying we should visit other destinations first before coming back here. That is impossible. Not every location of Golden Bows and Nests has been identified, and the 4 team hasn't completed their preliminary surveys yet. Excuses. Known for a while they had some fancy ulterior motive. Whatever that is, it's a mistake you won't ever forget. Perhaps. Oh, what a mess. In that case, we should at least map a detailed sailing route and plan out a combat strategy. Piling on and on and on. You know, I thought our discussion was reaching a stalemate. Heathcliff butted in. What's your problem? Shut your gob. Think you're the only one struggling here? We've all died more times than we can count. Every single one of us. So I'm telling you that it'll work again somehow. And I'm telling you that the Great Lake is different. What if the manager drowns? What if that thing eats us and our bodies can't be recovered? Do you understand? This isn't anything like we've been through so far. This could be the end of us. Then I won't have the chance to kill that bastard. Okay, let's say that you're right. If we go now, we're all gonna bite it and won't be able to get back up. The hell, Kath? So what's wrong with faffing about for a little while? What? Are those whales working out or something? You've been mucking up the mood ever since we got here, so how about use some bloody common sense to not bring everyone else down with you? That's rich coming from you, Heathcliff. What common sense do you have of the Great Lake? Have you even seen a whale? Since when are you such a know-it-all? What do you even know about a sailor's life? Ha, how would you? All day you're whining about your girlfriend or something, dozing off in the bus, or throwing a hissy fit once in a while. Quit it. It's kill or be killed, by everything from the depths of the waters to the heights of the skies crawling and falling onto the deck. Innumerable natural disasters like acid typhoons, tuna tsunamis, cerebra storms, and a multitude of other terrors of the lake I can't even recall the names of. And from the storms, high waves as tall as mountains, falling at those fucking monsters that wash up on deck. Look away for a moment and your mate who you've trusted all your life is slain. Everyone and every goddamn thing goes mad and is transformed into something else entirely in that abominable lake. It's something like that a pathetic lovey-dovey tenderfoot like you won't ever understand, not after dying 100 deaths. I told you to quit it! Before anyone could step in, Heathcliff swung wildly at Ishmael. You don't know shite about me, a prick like you! Fellows. Tulsa was such a blitz that no one could even attempt to intervene. Yisang almost looked pitiful as he stood there bewildered. For a moment it appeared like Heathcliff had the upper hand as his fist struck Ishmael right in her jaw. Whoa! Just as Ishmael appeared to throw a punch, she kicked Heathcliff's leg, throwing him to the ground. Ishmael, wait! Looking of an eye, Ishmael took up her mace. She raised it high as though she could strike it down at any moment. Her arm trembles with uncontrollable fury. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Bash my head in like I did you before? Fine, kill me, no matter. I'll be right as rain in a minute. I was a fool to think you'd be any different from me. Everyone's the same after all. Wasn't sure what caused her sudden change of heart, but it was a relief of sorts at least. She looked at Heathcliff with her eyes wide open and dropped the mace to the ground. I wish that I would not have to again be witness to such belligerency amongst friends. Yet such quarrels among fellows is but an elucidability, perhaps. Now that brings me back. Watching them fight, we used to tussle just like they do now. Lisa, shh. Dante, I neglected to mention this to you since we did not have a dispute like this since our first mission, but you could be held responsible in the future for management failures should a similar workplace conflict arise. Who cares? What are they gonna do? Fire me? They fucking need me, dude. Like what are they gonna do? What the hell was I supposed to do about this? Was what I wanted to say, but I managed to hold my metaphorical tongue. How does the fault lie with the executive manager, Faust? It's those two fools who got into this senseless altercation. Preventing senseless altercations between co-workers is the job of a manager. You... Stop it, everyone! Indeed, such behavior ill-fits the heroic nature of Limbus Company. Sinclair's hesitance, Don Quixote's attempt to diffuse Faust's passive voice, and Otis's increasingly rising voice in my defense. All that combined was starting to get incredibly irritating. Stop. Guys, enough. I had no other recourse left at the moment. Ishmael, Heathcliff. What? Two of you stop working together for a while. Distance yourselves. At least I can think of a way to deal with you two. Not like I enjoy looking at her, Mug. Okay. Lest the mood fell into a pit as depressing as this mud flat. Okay, we have an approximate quote now, so feel free to go collecting those scraps. We spent the next few days collecting scraps for the rest of the sinners. Wait. Why the fuck does this take one of these? I'm glad it does instead of taking energy, actually. That's actually a good thing. This used to be a farming stage? Huh. I love the fishmail emote. I love my little fishmail. Do this IRL. Thoughts on the intervals thus far? I mean, if you mean this interlude, I mean, I don't know, it's like fine, like it's whatever, it's just kind of filler. I mean, I'm not, how can I have much thought on this? I feel like it hasn't gotten to the point yet, you know? It's a bit difficult to have thoughts on something when it's like, it hasn't gotten to what it's trying to do yet, you know? Yeah, it's mostly just been fluff, but like, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, you know, that's just the truth. This interlude is only known for the swimsuit fishmail incident? Yeah. I mean, I'll be real. If Ishmael was wearing some crazy swimsuit, dude, bro, I don't know, like... Why is Heath Joel? Yeah, why is Joel? I like Fishmail more than Joel. Sorry, Joel, but Fishmail wins. Yeah, interludes are a intro to the next canto. What are you on stage 10? How could you? Days were as suffocating for them as it was for me. Well, save for Otis, perhaps. You there! Connecting those parts will cause an issue with the intake fan. What do we do then? That's like 3 separate wires. Wait, she's good at this even? Amateurish. Allow me to demonstrate. There's nothing compared to what I had to do back in the day when I worked with the engineering corp. Otis, who appeared to be rather knowledgeable in engineering, continued to support Molder Boatworks bus modifications. Miss Faust, do you perhaps have any, by any chance possess any documentation of items that the sinners may be partial to, or preferences for in their personal information forms? We do not keep records of such details. Yi Sang, as I have informed you repeatedly, it is the best policy of a sinner to leave their decisions to the managers. Oh, there's nothing like booze and getting right sloshed to mend a broken friendship. What, maybe you could try my secret weapon? No way, you mean the King Trash Crab brain wine that you've been talking about? Oh, color me interested, actually. No, I don't think I will. I shall inquire them myself. Thank you still.
안될 것 같은데.
That'll work. Yusang was trying to come up with various ways to bring Heathcliff and Ishmael's feud to a close.
분.
Sink. No, Silo would be preferable here. Ah yes. Perhaps doing so while they're still alive would be a way of pushing a new direction in art in the vein of an avant-garde spirit. My suggestion was not to inflict them further pain, simply a more appropriate method of engaging in culinary arts. I'm sorry, but when's dinner? You've been having the same conversation for the last 30 minutes. Rain, I'm dying here. I can hear the trash crabs going at it in my belly. Big sis, please get a hold of yourself. Seems that Roshu and Marisol were trying to come up with a way to make the trash crabs more palatable. Not that I have any taste buds in my mouth, but it's starting to resemble actual food, at least in its presentation. Yeah, do I even eat? I guess not. Kiddos, they're going that way. A child! I am not! Now, young Sinclair, El Golpe de Gracia. Gregor, take his left leg. Gotcha. Most of the sinners are busying themselves with hunting trash crabs and collecting scrap. They say that practice makes perfect, and everyone is already performing rather well-coordinated attacks without my input. As for Heathcliff... Whoa, Gregor, you're showing off your rotisserie skills? Insipid, your flames lack flair. Wait, he's just cremating it. It has been extracted. However, this can no longer conserve its function as a proper source of nutrients. Give it hither. I have consumed not but 3 legs so far. Heathcliff. Heathcliff? Oh wait, that's, the guide and I had a chat. I'm okay now. Was it really just a chat? Just drop it. I won't trouble you a lot no more. That's all. So, spare me some nosh? I don't know if Virgilius really just had a talk with Heathcliff, but glad that unlike the most of the other times, he was here to at least get Heathcliff to calm down. But Ishmael... A moment, Dante. Well, as one-sided as this chat is going to be, as I'm sure you've already been told in the brief, I conducted a little meeting with the 2 problem individuals. You will see that the discipline has proven effective with Heathcliff, while Ishmael's case hasn't quite been resolved. Or to be precise, there's no reason to resolve it. What are you talking about? You must be asking what I'm talking about. Hope you aren't expecting me to kindly explain everything to you. You will realize it on your own soon enough. After all, this babysitting and fostering nonsense is not part of my work, Manager Dante. I know you're putting extra work, and I appreciate it. I'd like it if I didn't have to intervene anymore. You may consider the talk I voluntarily had with the 2 a small favor for me for your decent performance recently. Now, I have remaining business with the fixers of Molar office. Like that, Ishmael was left alone with low progress to speak of. I feel Virgilius hasn't done shit recently. He has the most boring ass job in the world, bro. Like that, Ishmael was left alone with low progress to speak of. According to the people from the boat work, she apparently snuck out alone late at night to make various preparations. Even when I visited her, I found her hanging about and called over to her. She didn't respond to me at all. She wasn't ignoring me, rather seemed too deeply fixated on what she was doing. What should I do about it? No, what was I supposed to do then? Well, a clear answer still eluded me. Mephistopheles' Misamere was entering its final stages. Give him a break? Bro, he doesn't do anything.
망치 파우스트가 나설 만한 곳이어야 할 겁니다.
He isn't supposed to, though? Well, whether he's supposed to or not, it just seems like a bad idea. Damn, that's the front of the boat of the bus, I guess? All the sinners, save for Ishmael, gathered to behold the finished product. Oh, do I behold with my eyes the transformed bus? Would one call this a bus boat? Or a boat bus? I think I'll go with bus boat. Where did the wheels go? We need them once again when we're done with U-Corp's district. A needless concern. Of course it has been modified to be amphibious with both a boat form and a bus form. What is this, some kind of magic bus? The myriad of possibilities Mephistopheles holds means it has always been capable of various functions. Hasn't Faust expounded upon this detail once? Where is Charon? Is she just sitting in the bus? She's just been in the bus, just like for like a fucking week? Like, where has she been? She's just been in the bus? Just like now, that's enough of that. Let's start it up. As Mika fiddles with controls the bus, the bus boat shuddered awake. Huh? And sputtered off with odd screeching noise we heard earlier. I think we're missing something. Maybe it's a form transmogrifier that's messing up. Yeah, I thought my eardrums were gonna burst. What could possibly be causing that noise? Mika, I think it's that one part where we had to make do with what we had. What was that? Did you just say make do? Well, we didn't have a choice. There weren't enough parts in stock. It's one thing we're supposed to be irreplaceable, but the problem is... This wasn't the sound of its engine, was it? The gigantic mutant we've encountered before, it's headed this way. It's likely drawn here by the same clamor as before. That's good news. That big boy's the exact part we've been missing on its back, don't it? It does, I guess. Big sis, are you really... I am, really. It's that one expensive and tricky to manufacture part, isn't it? Don't you remember the way it killed the employees of the other boat workshops? Well, that's because it crashed into us, not because we were hunting the bastard for parts. But now I have these lads and lassies to help us. Besides, it killed the people that helped us start Moeller Boatworks from our bum days, didn't it? Looks like this is just the time to give it a right smashing down to its noggin. And make me some wine out of its brain juice, too. Big sis? Can I get some, too? What do you mean, we? This trash crab is supposed to be a few years old, so it has to be the same one from earlier. Anyway, all we need to do is kill and catch that prick, innit? Right on! You heard her, clockface. Heathcliff turned to me, visibly eager to go up and crush some shells. Let's not. Isn't it better for us? Ishmael? Gee, Ishi, where have you been all this time? I was making preparations for a survival in the Great Lake, obviously. Least I can do is make an exhaustive guide on whales you can study up on, right? You know, I don't read that kind of stuff. Then I'll keep reminding you until you have no choice but to read it. See, manager, we still need more time. There's so much more to prepare. That king trash crab can be repelled, can't it? Then let's do that and finish modifying the bus later with more time on our hands. Ishmael, I'm not sure. My lack of memory doesn't help, of course, but... I don't get what you're so scared of or what we're supposed to be preparing for. As much as I want to respect your opinions and reflect them, I don't think this is the best for all of us, so... There is no all of us, huh? Let's be honest here. Is any one of us devoting themselves to the sake of all of us? We all signed a contract with Limbus Company for our own goals. I did, Yi Sang did as we last time, and all the other sinners did. Aren't we only in this together to achieve our personal aims? And you too. You're forcing yourself to look for those golden vows, things you probably never heard of once in your life, just so you can get your memories back. More selfish motive than anyone else here, so why do you pretend that you're doing anything for all of us? How dare you raise your voice against... Enough. Because he seemed to have been discreetly listening to the conversation, joined as though he'd been part of it from the start. Ishmael, I believe I made myself clear during our meeting. The contract comes first. The contract, huh? Sure, this is a company I'm working for. Of course it does. She glared at me with a face unlike anything she'd shown before. I sensed clear hostility in her eyes. Fine, I'll abide by the oh-so-honorable contract, manager. Give me your orders and I'll follow them. If there's anything you want from me now on, state it, clearly. I won't go out of line by providing unsolicited help or explanations anymore. What are we waiting for? Weren't you going to order us to kill a giant crustacean? I'll gladly obey, as it's stipulated in the contract, Manager Dante. After Ishmael finished speaking, she blankly stared at me as if awaiting my order, to which I can only reply with, let's go. As I finished, Ishmael turned around and left the shop as if on cue. All I could do was lead the other sinners and follow her. Just then, I heard a vicious sound of crashing waves and roars from an all-crushing storm. Visions of destruction passed before me. Limbs of bits tear off in the shredding storm that appear crashing waves. Ishmael clings to the ship for dear life. In a behemoth of an eye, its all its overwhelming and all-consuming size looming over the ship, watches her in silence. Perhaps this could be a clue to Ishmael's perplexing behavior. You like short hair-ish? Nah. This is a different crab song. Yeah, pretty nice song. Ain't no way, bro, just lost torch to that crab. Yeah, that song's going crazy. What if Faust animations take so fucking long, bro? Easy clap. And I'm using Captain Ishmael. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be very perfect. Year 1 IDs are all kind of wacky. Easy clap. Are we gonna fight a big crab? Next wave, a really big crab? Not yet. Third wave. I wish I had more IDs that I liked. There's some characters I just don't have any IDs for, basically, that I want. Uh-oh, that said, oh, whatever. It said struggling, I think. Like who? I don't have any, IDs that I want for, Yoshu, Yi Sang, Otis, I have a Spice Bush Yi Sang. I don't have it. I don't have any that I like. I don't have most. You Blade Lineage Yi Sang? Yeah, I don't really like Blade Lineage Yi Sang that much. I'm gonna be real. The music's really heating up, huh? It takes up tie 4 to be good. Yo, I like Fell Bullet. I would take Fell Bullet Otis. That'd be cool. Did that just do 3 damage with his fucking ult? My Marisalt has never done Claim Their Bones. He has won every single trade he's ever used it. Yeah, I think the Spice Bush Yi Sang is cool. I haven't quit Limbus. You thought everyone quit? I don't know, me and Tectone still play Limbus, but I don't think anyone else is.
전열을 지켜라. 내게 관심이 쏠렸으니 너희가 공격할 기회는 더 많아진다.
We're the only ones who actually want to play a good game. I don't know. Like, there was no way that Box was going to get into this game, as an example. This just was not going to happen, right? Like, I don't know. And I mean, Saint Tontas can only enjoy Wuthering Waves and nothing else. So, like, I don't know. I intend to catch up in this game fully. Pokey? Mr. Pokey can't play this game because it's so much better than Honkai Star Rail. He would have a fucking midlife crisis. According to Virgilius, the people at the boatworks have been saving for a trip back to V-Corp's backstreets where their fixer office used to be. After experiencing a warp train malfunction, they apparently decided they'd rather take the car. I considered telling the truth of I learned from a number of identities, but I figured ignorance is bliss and kept my figurative mouth shut. Maybe I feared the things I said could bring bad results again, like how Ishmael's fallen out with me. Come on, get working. Do I only play Gacha Slop in my stream? No, I play other stuff, but mostly Gacha. That's what most of my audience is into, but no, I play a bunch of non-Gacha games. Oh, we've got him now. Phew, looks like our job's done. And lucky you, the tide is in. You should be able to set off now. Now then, switch to boat mode. What the hell? It transforms thusly then. I've got to say, I have great admiration for whoever designed this vehicle. I heard stories of it, but see it in motion firsthand. If you tried it, it could most certainly change into other forms as long as the core is intact. Can we get a flying one? How can such a core be real? I'm just amazed, for lack of a better term. Indeed, Faust is amazing. Alright then, get in your vehicle. You can switch the mode again once you're in the water. Aboard the now boat-shaped Mephistopheles, we forged ahead into the ever-rising waters. My relationship with Ishmael was still precarious, which was something I wasn't too sure what to do about. But since some of the sinners were also trying to be supportive towards Ishmael, I decided it would be best to try and come up with a solution in the meantime. Oh, they didn't die. Maybe I'll find out more the further we get into the shores of the Great Lake. It's sailing alright. Does that mean we can get paid and go out for a meal now? We actually got our money a minute ago. As soon as we fulfilled our end of the contract, a delivery fixer from the Davat Association came by and paid us the remainder. Oh, our contractor turned out to be a pretty good deal, huh? Oh damn, now that's a catch. How about we take a break from the trash crabs and splurge for some pork belly barbecue? Sounds good, big sis. By the way, Mika? Yeah? When did we add a submersible mode to the modifications? We didn't? The ship looks like it's listing. Get out of the water, quick! Buckets, where are the buckets? I have found a hole, there must be... TD. We're off. Glub glub. I'll get the lifeboat. Guess we should also prepare to pony up penalty fees. We're so screwed. Glub glub. Well, there's that. Finn. With our frantic escape to drain the bus, Charon's skillful rowing, we managed to get back to the boatworks and have the bus repaired. Without our voyage, the Great Lake began somehow in earnest. Great.